Hey, how are you? This is Sam. Hey, just want to talk about a few ways I've used ClickFunnels, right? So kind of from the vault here. Hey, how have you used ClickFunnels as an entrepreneur? And so I've used it a lot of ways, right? As I mentioned, if you've looked at any of the ClickFunnel pricing information that I've put up and kind of why I prefer ClickFunnels and why I think it's worth it and all that kind of stuff. I've used ClickFunnels a bunch of different ways. It helped me go from a traditional, actually 9-to-5 job and become an entrepreneur. So I'd say like ClickFunnels was a huge part of me becoming an entrepreneur because of the things that enabled me to do. And so one of the things I want to cover today are webinars. And so I have utilized webinars in several different niches, several different verticals, several different ways to sell products and make money. And so ClickFunnels actually has a webinar funnel that you can use, right? So when I talk about how easy it is to use and how goal-oriented they are, you like choose your own adventure. And so I wanted to do a webinar, and I did a webinar, and it lists off step by step and helps you integrate with different technologies so that you can do a webinar. And so I've done a few different webinars. I have done them in different spaces, anything from insurance to the real estate space to the training product space, information marketing space, lots of different spaces, coaching, all types of stuff. And so the thing that ClickFunnels does in those circumstances is a couple things. Number one, it allows you to collect registrations for your webinar, right, which is great. And it's really important that you have a registration page that is high converting, right? So a lot of people make the mistake and they think, well, if I can just get people to click on my ad, and whether it's Facebook or you're doing PPC or maybe you're just emailing your list, and it's just like if I can just get them there, they're going to all register. No, they're not. You got to make sure that the landing page and the kind of the first step in the funnel, if you will, is high converting to get them to register. It's crucial, right? If it's not high converting, they won't register. Your registration rate will be very low. And so the cool thing about ClickFunnels is that they have high converting registration pages underneath the webinar funnel. And so the first step where they register is huge. It's very high converting, and you can sort the different funnels by how well they convert, find one that you like, and go with that. So that part is absolutely critical when you're going to do webinars. I have a lot of entrepreneurs that I coach and talk to who have low converting landing pages, and so they get a bunch of eyeballs and people to visit that page for their webinar, but nobody registers. So if they don't register, it doesn't do any good. All right, so that's really critical. After they register, integrations where people can actually join the webinar at the right time is crucial. It's fantastic. It's easy, and then you can also integrate your email, and you know ClickFunnels, depending on which package you go with, they've got some of their own email capabilities. But when I did webinars when I first started, I integrated with ActiveCampaign, with MailChimp, different providers that I like. And it's so easy to integrate your email. It's like, couldn't be easier. I'm talking like 2-3 steps and it's done, it's integrated. And so what that means is once people register for your webinar, ClickFunnels will send them the registration information and then begin to send them automated emails, what you traditionally call a warm-up sequence for the webinar, right? Which is huge. So that when they arrive to your webinar, not only have they registered because of a high converting registration page, now they're going to get emails that will further give them value and content information, position you as an authority. You give them content that's awesome and rocks, and then when they come to the webinar, they're already pumped up. They're ready to be there. And so then your webinar content will help them convert. So just from a webinar perspective, if you're somebody who's thinking about doing webinars, maybe you're going to do webinars to sell a product at the end or sell a subscription or sell maybe just an appointment if you do more of a one-to-one, maybe a high ticket or whatever. ClickFunnels has been an absolute game changer for me to make the webinar specifically high converting, right? A lot of people do webinars, but the attendance is low, and the attendance is low because the registration conversion is low. The attendance is also low because the warm-up sequence is not very good and not integrated properly, and it's more they're kind of piecing things together, right? What I call the dabbler, the do-it-yourself, where they're trying to piece it all together instead of just following ClickFunnels and what they provide and their integrations and making it seamless, right? So that's one of the things. I just see a lot of people who are doing webinars and they're not having success, and it's because their funnel is wrong, right? So the webinar is more about the funnel, the way they get to the webinar to convert to be a customer than it is the actual webinar. And so that's crucial. And ClickFunnels also has a webinar script that's also a part of what they do. And that webinar script in particular has also changed my business and changed my financial life by doing a high converting webinar script that they call the perfect webinar script. So another great reason to be a part of the ClickFunnels community. So that's huge for a webinar. They also will help you automate webinars. right? Kind of the golden goose of webinars. If you're somebody who does webinars right now, you're thinking about it, you want to, you got dreams about it, all that kind of stuff. Everybody ultimately wants an automated webinar, right? That's going 24/7, and people can join anytime they want, and it's constantly running and constantly kicking out leads, appointments, or sales for you. And ClickFunnels has an actual automated webinar funnel as well. So in addition to doing a live webinar, you can also use their automated webinar funnels and help you get there, because that's obviously more complex, it's more difficult. And so if you're somebody who struggled to put together a webinar at all, a live webinar, then you need to use ClickFunnels. It ultimately comes down to simplicity, execution, right? Too many entrepreneurs, my biggest challenge to you is don't be an entrepreneur who only talks about it. You actually at some point actually have to do something, and you have to do a webinar, not just talk about doing a webinar, not design a slide deck for a webinar. You got to do a webinar. You got to get registrations, you got to launch the webinar and do it. And so if you're somebody who's talked about it a lot and kind of gone around and around and around, but you've never done it, it's ultimately because you don't have a funnel and a system to follow. That's why, and that's totally the way a lot of people are. It's the way that I was, right? So I'm not knocking you. I'm saying I get it. I've been there with you. What you need is a system. You need a funnel. And that's a big reason why you need to go with ClickFunnels, is so that you can follow their already done for you funnels. Now, another really big thing I say is if you want to do automated funnels, automated webinars, and you struggle to do a live webinar, if you can't do a live webinar, you have no chance of doing an automated webinar, because they're much harder, automated are. And so that's another reason why you need to consider ClickFunnels and move ahead with them, is because their automated funnels that they have set up for webinars are huge and very instructive, and will provide you with a roadmap and a blueprint. So that's crucial. And then most importantly, when you join ClickFunnels as my affiliate on our team, I'm going to give you a bunch of webinar stuff. Okay, so I've done a lot of webinars. I've had a lot of good success with them, made tens of thousands, probably over $100,000 now just in webinars in the past 6 to 12 months. In all different verticals, all different niches. I've had a script that I actually got from ClickFunnels that I've used in different niches, different verticals, different spaces, and it's worked in every single one. And so when you join our team, I want to give you a bunch of webinar resources. I'll show you the webinars that I've done, and I can provide you with some feedback on yours or whatever. I'm happy to help you. So when you join ClickFunnels as my affiliate and you're interested in webinars, I would love to share with you what I've done that's been successful. And you may not do it exactly like I did it, which is totally cool. You'll do it your way, but you'll learn from the many that I've done. We've spent tens of thousands of dollars in Facebook ads too, driving people to a webinar for registration. So I just got a nice track record I can share with you and help you. So we'll be down to earth, right? So there's no silver bullet, there's no pie in the sky. It's called execution. That's how you be successful doing webinars. And ClickFunnels is a great tool to help you execute quickly, efficiently, with a blueprint, with support, and with a community, right? So hey, that's a great way that you can use ClickFunnels to do webinars. If you are on the webinar train right now, and maybe you're looking for a new provider, if you want to do a webinar very quickly, you've thought about it, you want to make it a part of your business, whether your goal is to generate appointments from a webinar, sell products, whatever it might be, ClickFunnels is absolutely the easiest, seamless, most no-brainer path that I've used to do webinars. All right, talk to you soon.